up? What up? What up? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dating University. I am your co-host, Charles. As you can see, Brittany isn't here, but she has a prior engagement, and she will be joining us shortly. So just wanted to get that out the way. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on. Getting everything set up. Well, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening to all our podcast listeners. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for so many plays on the Guy Code, Girl Code this week. I'm sorry, the episode from last week, last Thursday. You guys are doing like huge numbers with that, and I am excited about that. Something else that I am very excited about. So I may be a little jumpy tonight. I may be a little rambly tonight. My sister, my dear, beautiful first time mom sister, is having her baby today. So yes, I'm very excited about that. So cannot wait to meet my new little nephew. Wait till he gets here and I can spoil him like totally rotten. Let's see, tonight we got a really good show tonight. So I'm just getting ready to buy a couple seconds to get in here. Hey, what's going on, Didi? Thank you for tuning in. Yes, indeed. All right. Trying not to have too much dead air for you guys, especially for my podcast listeners. I'm not into the ASMR, so I don't have any I may have a little few sound effects for you or something, but nothing too heavy. Okay. So tonight, we are talking about getting back on track. What do we mean by getting back on track? You have a relationship, it's been a little rocky, a little tumultuous. You've had some fights, you've had some arguments, some disagreements, some gone to the brink of breakup, but there's still something there that's holding you both back or holding you both in place to keep you from completely breaking up. And you desire to want to fix what you have and become healthier, in your relationship. So how do we go about that? Let's talk about. Let me start it off with a story. This past weekend, I had the pleasure of meeting a beautiful couple. They were very loving, very entertaining, very funny, very kind, very sweet. And my girlfriend, she, told them that I had, the podcast and the show, and they listened to it, and they wanted me, little old me, to give a quick assessment of some of their issues, something that some of the stuff that they've gone through. And I was a little hesitant because I want them always, like we always preface, man, we are not relationship gurus at all. We are not. We just have real honest conversations about everything when it comes to it. So we're good. And I listened to them. I listened to them both. I listened to, the way they spoke, the words they used, the tone that they used when they were describing said stories, all that other good stuff. And I found myself going into whole like Zen mode where I feel like I was spitting out good advice to him. And, I was really hearing them both out, and I was making sure that they heard each other out. So, part of that, of getting back on track, how do you first start that? Well, the way I look at it is you have to first start with knowing each other's limitations, knowing what you can do, what you won't do, that sort of thing. What are you not going to compromise on? What is something that you need from your partner that uh that you're not getting, that 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 you need? That's the first thing. You have to recognize that. Um and Absolutely honest conversations have to happen. Like, it just has to happen. You have to be able to put everything on the table. You have to be able to, you know, you can do it without being mean and being hurtful and being spiteful. It's just being honest. And being honest is like a really huge part of getting back on track, getting back, into the groove of a relationship. Because we gotta get rid of this, all the old layers of pain and suffering and hurt and betrayal. And we have to get down to the base layer of the foundation of your relationship, which is friendship and honesty, communication, respect. Those are the things that we have to build our relationship on. So, man, I mean, just every time I think about it, I get full about the conversation that I had with the couple. And I just really appreciate them allowing me to come into their space, come into something that they hold dear, and and be a part of that, be a part of their healing. Hey, Lita, welcome, baby. Yes, your sister's having a baby, Lita. And he's gonna be a Leo. I don't understand, but my man knows in his own time, and I know you love that. So I got some notes, man. I got some notes. I've been writing notes all week, and I was really trying to remember everything that I was saying, like, over the past weekend. One of the first things is forgiving and forgetting. Everybody says it. Everybody says it. Forgive and forget. Very much easier said than done. We know this. We know this. It's hard to forget. It's hard to forgive. But if you feel that there is something there, if you both made the effort to go down the route of rekindling the relationship, rebuilding the relationship, that forgiveness part has to happen. That's like the very first thing. The other part of the forgiving part is, like you said, forgetting. Do you ever really forget? You don't. But in that same breath, you cannot keep bringing up old stuff. If the new stuff is where we're supposed to be going, and both parties are trying to make a concerted effort to not do the same things that caused issues in the past, then you can't bring up old stuff. Like, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna help, because you're always going to fall back on that old crutch, and that's not going to be healthy for anybody. It's not going to work. Because you feel like, I still have more to say. I thought about another angle that I want to come at you at. And then, people, and we're all guilty of that. We've done it. We've had it done to us. You thought a situation was over. They come back at you. and you know, you was like, oh my gosh, like we're doing this again. Like, why are we doing this again? So it's we got to work on that. We definitely have to work on not bringing up old stuff because you know that's going to be a major hurdle in order for the healing to happen. You got to get over that hurdle. Um, and all the notes that I wrote down, they are in no particular order. In no really particular order. I was just like free flowing. Just had to get my notes out because um it was just coming at me really, really hard. So the first thing, being honest, like I said, no particular order. I'm just saying, being honest, and we talked about saying what needs to be said. Here's how you hurt me. Here's how I feel about you hurting me. Here's what I don't want to happen again. Here's what uh will make me happy, and be absolutely clear about what you're saying to this person. You have to be clear. This is no room, there's no space for ambiguity, there's no space for half truths, there's no space for well, I really don't want to hurt their feelings, or I don't want to rock the boat any more than what it is. Because otherwise those thoughts are going to turn into resentment. And then, which brings us to the second point I made about forgiving and forgetting, because now you've thought about something else and you want to get it out, but you can't get it out because you already agreed to forgive and forget. So we got to make sure we're doing that. Oh my gosh, the no keeping score thing is so huge. I did this, that hurts you, so you feel it's okay for you to do the same thing for me, to me. And I'm like, nah, man, like what are we doing? Like you're causing more pain than what you're causing more pain than anything. You know, you don't need to please, thank you. So yeah, you cannot do this whole tit for tat stuff because that's going to hurt the relationship even more. You We work hard to make sure that I want to make sure I get this right. we work hard to make sure that we're not keeping score with each other. We're not going tit for tat. We're not, trying to make everybody feel the same kind of hurt that we felt, because otherwise nothing's going to get done. You have to listen to your partner. You have to listen to their complaints. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough to hear your partner, your loved one, to come to you and tell you all your faults. And you have to be amicable to that. You have to be open to that. Don't sit and try to, combat everything that they say with, another counterpoint, because that's just not active listening. You're not listening to your partner. Listen to what they say. This hurts. We can't do this. All of that. And you have to be accepting of it. In the same way, your partner has to be accepting of what it is that you have to say. And without that, again, it's all about these foundations, man. Trust, honesty, communication. Like, you cannot have nothing like that without having the ability to listen. God gave us 2 ears. That means we got to listen twice as much as we talk. You understand what I'm saying? So that is what Lita said. Yeah, like Lita said, okay, let me read a comment. Both parties will be miserable until you just let the old stuff go. Absolutely, Lita. Like, absolutely. Like, without a doubt. Like, you still holding on to something that they did 4 or 5 years ago. What good is that doing you? None. Either, you know what I'm saying? Because if you hold on to it for this long, you might as well go ahead and let the whole thing go. Now, when it comes down to listening, when it comes down to not keeping score, when it comes down to being honest, uh, there's gonna come some parts where you're just gonna have to agree to disagree. Now, does that sound like a contradiction to earlier? It may sound like it, but it's not, because there are gonna be some points, and prayerfully, they're not like the big things like infidelity and spending money that you really don't have, all that of being wrong with the bills and all that other stuff. You're gonna have to agree to disagree on some things. Your partner may be like, you know what, this is how I've been for forever, for I've done this way works for me. What I'm gonna try to do is to not do it as much around you. And the partner is either going to be accepting of that or they're not. So it's again, it's some give and take with that. It's some bitter with the sweet. Every day ain't gonna be candy coated rainbows and unicorns. Like, it's just not gonna be that. So you're gonna have those days where you definitely disagree on some stuff. But again, it goes all the way back to the beginning when we were talking about being honest. All of these things are linked. Being honest, forgiving and forgetting, not keeping score, listening to their complaints. Because without you listening to their complaints, that is going to turn into resentment as well. That's going to turn into another hurt situation. That's going to... How many times we've been through that?
Several times.
How many times have we been through, just unnecessary hurt because, we didn't listen or someone else didn't listen to us. Like, that is like one of the worst things, to be saying what you feel in your heart and not have somebody pay it no mind. And this is supposed to be your partner. This is supposed to be your main apple scrapple. This is supposed to be your person. But they're not hearing you. And that makes it so much harder. Everybody, welcome, Brittany. Hey.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for popping in.
I do my best. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
Man, I'm excited.
I know you are. Did you tell the viewers or did you tell the listeners and viewers? Oh my gosh.
I told them off top. I can't wait. I cannot wait. My nephew's coming, y'all. My nephew's coming. Whew. Lord have mercy.
Are their names picked out?
Yes.
Ooh, how exciting. Babies are such blessings. They're such blessings.
Yes,
and I'm so thankful that she had a good pregnancy. She looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like she felt amazing. Women are such magical beings.
Absolutely.
That we can endure that and still come out looking bomb after.
Absolutely. For real. God knew what he was doing. He knew we couldn't handle that.
God knew what he was doing. Ow. God knew what he was doing.
Absolutely.
Tonight's show is a good one, Charles.
Yeah, man. I've been going over sort of the steps of how to get back on track with when you're coming from the brink of a breakup.
Oh, okay.
How to get back on track. And it's basically about when you know that your relationship can withstand, but there's some hurdles, there's some struggles, there's some boundaries, some barriers that's just keeping y'all from getting to where you need to be in your relationship. So now we're just talking about Getting on track, getting rid of the old hurt, getting rid of the animosity, getting rid of the anger, getting rid of all of those things that's going to impede on your relationship. Sure. Man, I had a whole epiphany yesterday morning. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and say it because now that you're here, I can bounce it off with you. A lot of the problems when it comes to relationships is based on ego. Ego thrives on separation. Like you have to, if ego puts it in your mind that I'm right. So that means if I'm right, then you have to be wrong. And I feel like if we come from that point of ego in a relationship, we're only seeing it one way, and we're not looking at it as a duality. We're not looking at it as two people who are, probably as flawed as anybody else, and are just trying to make it through. So yeah, could you be technically wrong on some things? Absolutely. But to take off the table that everything that I'm saying is completely 100% right. Like there's no wiggle room for anything else. Like the ego, it thrives on separation because it want to put you at a higher level than the other person. It wants to make you feel like you're more important than what the goal is.
Sure.
How you feel about that?
It's a lot to unpack, Charles. I'll be honest with you.
It is. It is. It was a lot to unpack for my brain when I thought about it. I was like, good Lord.
I'll be honest. And the reality of it is relationships go through ups and relationships go through downs. We have our highs and our lows, right? Sometimes getting back on track, Charles, means separating. And that's a harsh reality. I think, a lot of people.
One of my points too.
Yeah, a lot of people like to function through love for the sake of comfort and familiarity. I've been with this person for so long and we've had our ups and our downs. This is just another valley. Sometimes your relationship is in the valley. And the only way that you can be able to see the mountaintop is if you go there by yourself. And that's a harsh reality that people sometimes don't want to talk about. Mm-hmm. Because you have the fear of the unknown. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do without that person? This person has become a part of my routine. How will life go on? Mm-hmm. Sometimes getting back on track may mean going to therapy. Some couples see that as a moment of doom. Why do we have to have another outside individual tell us about us? Mm-hmm. But that's a reality. Sometimes you can't get out of that valley unless you have somebody holding y'all's hands.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's a harsh reality. Sometimes
you can't go to the Grand Canyon and just walk it by yourself.
Yeah.
You need a guide.
Yeah. Sometimes getting back on track may mean shutting out other voices. Sometimes we like to talk to our friends and talk to our family. Sometimes getting back on track may mean forsaking everyone and just having it be just the two of you. See, that's a harsh reality. That people may not want to, but that's a part that people may not like because
we're sharing the brain. Because we got everything that you're saying is in my notes right now.
Yeah, we include people on in everything that we do. We have social media. We include people. We have our phone, our text messages. We include people. So it's only natural that if we include them with the highs, that we also include them in the lows. Everything isn't meant for everybody. Sometimes I don't share some of my highs with y'all. So that means sometimes I won't share some of my lows either. And people have to not take that personally. Doesn't mean that you're not in my inner circle. It just means that sometimes my inner circle is my spouse and myself.
That's it.
And that's it. And that's all. Getting back on track is, it's their layers.
It's about keeping your relationship sacred. like you said, everything ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for telling, yeah, they can be your best friend, your best sister, best brother, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
not always for everybody to hear
Mhm.
like what you're going through,
Yeah.
especially if you're in the space of trying to get back on track. You're trying to you're moving, past the hurt, the betrayal of your partner, um, and and all your fights and all that other stuff, um,
Yeah.
and in the same breath, and even if you do wind up talking to somebody like another couple, please let it be another responsible couple. Somebody who's been through, somebody who's come out on the other side, somebody
Yes.
who got years in
Yes.
marriage wise,
Yes.
seen it, done it, lived it,
Yes.
breathed it, you
Yes.
know, damn near wanted to quit themselves and then they came out the other side. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of people that you need around because everybody else is going to interject their own viewpoint.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's not really good advice. They're
And
gonna
I
be
mean,
like, because they want, because especially if you talk to like your other single friends, they want you back out in the streets too. They like, girl, go ahead, cut that go. They can be like, son, we hitting the club this weekend. Let's go.
but I mean, when you look at it, I mean, sometimes you get bad advice, and then other times you get advice that works for them in their situation.
And it's not
So it's
good.
not. I think people also have to learn there's not a one size fits all when it comes to dating and relationships. Things that may work for my husband and I may not work for you and
Mhm,
your spouse. It may not work for this relationship or that one. So it's like
mhm,
there's such diversity in dating and relationships. We can take and pick, bits and nuggets of advice that we give to others, but we also have to be mindful. They don't have to always receive it either. And we can get offended when they don't. I can say what I feel, but what I feel may not be factual to them. It may not
mhm,
apply in their situation. And we have to respect that. If people
mhm.
say respect my privacy, respect it. Don't
Respect
take
it,
that personal. It's
right?
not people shutting you out. It's just saying this doesn't pertain to you right now.
Mhm.
And that's okay.
That's absolutely real. That's absolutely real.
And the thing is, you can offer advice, you can
Hmm.
offer it, and then you can receive it. It's a choice. It's all in a choice. But and it's hard because I do this too. There are times when my friends or my family may call me and they may want to vent about something. And it's that nurturing and that caring in me that wants to give advice when they didn't ask for it. Sometimes people just want to talk, to vent, to get it out. Sometimes getting back on track means just letting it out. I want to release those toxins into the atmosphere and just let it run free and get it up out of me. But that
Hmm.
doesn't mean I need you to give me a dissertation on what I need to do. I may already have it figured out what I need to do. I just may need to talk it out.
And honestly, and I was telling Didi the other day, like when it comes to people coming to me for advice, like or they just want to talk to me. I before they even get started, I had to stop them. Like, look, which one do you need from me? Do you need a sounding board? Do you just need somebody to listen to? Or do you want advice? Like, what are you looking for from me? And that way I can know exactly how to proceed when it comes
Yeah.
to listening to them. Because, like we said before, when a lot of the times when people start telling their stories to other people, the other person starts to interject their own shit.
Right. I didn't ask you for that.
Like I ain't asked you for your life story. Like I'm talking about my situation. I'm trying to get this out. Like help me. Thank you.
Well, can you blame them though? There are
No,
times when
I mean I
I
can't.
feel like
But at the same time, it's like I said, it's all in like prefacing that from like in the beginning. Like, what do you want from me? Like,
yeah.
how do you want me to proceed with what you're about to tell me? But go ahead.
No, but there are times when people tell a story and you're trying to show solidarity by saying, yo, you're not the only one that's been through that. I've been through that too. But sometimes we don't even want that. Like, just listen. But I get it because I do the same thing too. It's like, nah, girl, I remember when I had that happen to me too. And I have to catch myself like, dang, I don't want, my friends to feel like I'm making this about me. I'm not. I'm making it about us. Like, I never want my friends to go through a valley by themselves. Because sometimes when you are in a fight with whoever you're dealing with, it feels like you're in this by yourself. Like, who can I run to? Who can I talk to? Who can I share my feelings with? And I always want to be down there with them. So it's like, girl, if I got to tell my story in the valley to get you to understand that, no, it's not about you. You're not the only one going through this. Don't focus and become this doubtful person that you're not worthy of love and what have you. Mm-hmm. Let me come down there and join you. I've been through it too. But sometimes that can be a bit much too. So I definitely have to work on that, on the listening part, because it's hard seeing people that you care about go through stuff.
It is
hard, and that's human nature. It's human nature to want to help. It is.
Yeah. But we have to, like we do our friends the same way we have to do our relationships. We have to meet our partners where they are.
Yeah.
You have to find out what they need from you.
But here's my thing, and I'll say this, and I've dealt with it recently. I've dealt with it actually a lot in life. I don't mind venting about a situation. I don't mind it at all. But when you keep venting about the same thing and you're not doing anything to change your scenario, you're not doing anything to better your situation, then it becomes taxing. Then you become burdensome on those people that you're venting to. So I don't mind venting. I think venting is great, but also be mindful that you're not dumping onto somebody else the same problem every time you call them. For example, if you're in a relationship and you know it's toxic as hell, and toxic stuff keeps happening day after day, you keep calling at this same person saying, oh gosh, here's another thing to add to the notch of toxicity. At some point, that friend is going to be like, look, can you stop calling me? If you're not going to leave him or her, if you're going to keep going back to that toxicity, then please, skip me. Skip me, please.
I mean, the true words have never been spoken.
You're dumping now.
Because it's like, shit or get off the pot.
Seriously, you've now involved me in this circus.
Now I
didn't even sign up for it.
Now I have all of this extra weight on me, wondering if you're okay, knowing damn well you ain't gonna do nothing to go right back to the person.
Right. And the hard part is, while you're going through this, you see this person as an angel with a halo, and I'm seeing devil horns and feeling fire. But then you expect for me to still feel like they're an angel. No, you've planted that seed in my head, and now I choose violence. Now I want y'all to break up for real.
One for
my not leave me alone.
If not for your sanity, mine.
Right. Seriously. I mean, as of recently, I've had to cut someone off because for them to get back on track, it really required them to just break up.
Yeah.
It really required them to break up when the odds were stacked against them so much that even licensed professionals are saying that it's time to sever ties. And you still choose to, cohabitate and be in this toxic relationship. That's my ticket out. I wish nothing but the best. I wish nothing but happiness, peace, love, prosperity, but subtract me from the equation. Please, because stuff was not adding up. 8 + 8 equals 2 million, and I will subtract 1. I couldn't do it anymore because I found myself so wrapped up. I'm like, okay, y'all broke up. Guess what? You're getting back on track. You're becoming healthier. You're sleeping better. You're becoming a better friend to those friends that you have pushed to the side. But then the next week, the toxicity is back. Another incident. Okay. So y'all are back together. You're calling me again. Okay. Let's try X, Y, and Z. It was a cyclical pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the stuff got worse and worse to the point I felt like I was involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, wait a minute.
Yeah, like why am I having relationship problems with people I'm not
Right.
even in a
Like,
relationship with?
why am I out here getting cranky over a situation that's not mine?
Crazy.
So if you don't want to get back on track, don't take me with you, please. Drop me off. Drop me off at the
Let me
nearest stop.
please. Please. Back door.
Seriously, drop me off. Drop me off.
I'm
Because
trying to get
again,
out.
it was becoming so burden. It was a burden. So when I
Mm,
saw the number pop across my phone, I rolled my eyes and said, "Now what?"
mm,
That's how I
right.
answered the phone.
Right.
So in
Because
that
it's
case,
not anything good. It's not just a
it's
hey,
never
Lord,
anything good.
I wanted to check in, see how you were doing, see how
Right.
you felt.
Exactly.
It
So
was,
that's why it goes back to the point of sometimes getting back on track may mean leaving everybody alone.
and that was honestly that was gonna be my last point, but but hey, we're here now. But but I mean, and as hard as that may seem, because you're like, oh, but I love this person. I love how they make me feel. Like we have some really good days. This everything that did happen, it wasn't so bad. Like, oh, I messed up too. All these excuses that you're making for these
Yes.
situations, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So, it's the hardest thing. It's one of the hardest things to do, to be like, you know what? This really isn't going anywhere. This needs to stop. I can't do this anymore for my own sanity, for my own health, for my own well-being as a human being, as a woman, as a man, however you want to identify yourself. It's like once you've had enough, you should have enough. You should have.
Yeah. And it sounds so beautiful when you say that. It sounds so easy when you say that. But let's be honest.
We already
Like,
know that.
how many of us knew in some of our prior relationships or situationships that it should have been over way before we pulled the plug?
Of
Ooh,
course. Of
let me
course.
raise both hands so that
Yeah,
people out there know.
because I'm yeah.
Let me raise my feet too. My feet are off the ground. I mean, there you can have 25,000 red flags, but
Mm-hmm.
I dip them things in bleach to make them as close to white as possible because again, I invested a lot of myself into that person. So for me to just say it's over, I'm allowing them to leave with a piece of me that I can never get back.
Right. And
I
that's
can never get back.
that's what it is. It's that fear of like, where do I go without this person? This person has been here for this. They've been for my downs. They've been for my ups. They've been, through like you said, the valleys and the mountains with me. I'm saying all these things. And it's like you don't feel like it's always that fear of, am I going to find somebody like this person? Or is it, geez, I got to start the whole process over again.
Yeah, that part. It's the starting
Telling
over.
somebody my favorite color, my favorite movie. What do I do when I'm not at work? And what do I do for a living? It's that routine that catches us in these relationships that are not healthy,
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
not progressing. That routine stuff is the death of it.
And you know what? Like you touch on something. Before you pull the plug, you're just like, oh, there's so much good, there's so much bad. Clearly, if y'all are that bad, the good is not good enough. The good is not good. There comes a point when you think about the bad and you're like, oh, but we had good times. But even in those good times, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. And, I started doing that when I started breaking up with people because I dated a lot. So, of course, when you date a lot, you end stuff a lot. It became increasingly easier when I focused on the bad. I said, I'm leaving this, and this, all bad traits. When I initially started the whole breakup process, I always said, I'm leaving a good man. I'm leaving
Uh-oh.
great dates. I'm leaving, butterflies and roses. I'm leaving all of these positive things. And I'm like, well, Britt, if it's that positive, why are you leaving? So I had to flip my mindset and said, I'm leaving toxicity. I'm leaving narcissism. I'm leaving questioning myself and my worth. I'm questioning feeling uneasy about being around him. I'm leaving feeling sad at night, knowing that I'm going to sleep unhappily in a relationship that I don't want to be a part of. So when I switched my mentality, it made
Yeah.
that the unknown that much. I mean, that fear of the unknown went away. What's going to happen when we break up? Nothing. What's going to happen? I'm going to be happier, actually.
The sun will come up and the sun will go down. And
I'm shedding dead weight. What's going to happen? I'm going to move on. That's what's going to happen. This whole unknown thing, you know what's going to happen. You're going to move on. You're going to thrive. You're going to be better than what you were before. I tell you that much. If you learn what you learned from these past relationships, you won't go into the same thing again. Hopefully. Getting back on track is sometimes learning from those hard lessons. And taking those hard lessons and applying them to your present and your future. That's part of getting back on track. Getting back on track is not easy. Getting back on track is not pleasant. It's a restorative process towards healing of something that's damn near broken.
Now you said the word right there, restorative.
It is. It's restorative.
It's not just patching and just moving on.
Yeah.
When you think of restoring something, you're thinking of something that is rusted, something that has holes in it, something that has been sitting, something that has grass growing underneath of it. There's staleness. There's it's a lot of crappy stuff.
Yeah, so without fail.
You have to clear away all of that stuff. Get down to the bare metal of a thing. Take it down to its lowest common denominator. And you have to rebuild from there. It's expensive.
Without fail.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about relationships, we're talking about time. We're talking about effort. That's expensive. Time is expensive. It does not wait for no one.
No.
Effort.
No. Huh?
It's some sweat equity you got to put in. Because it's not just, I got this part and hopefully it'll get on there. No.
Yeah.
No, you gotta get the old part out. One that done rusted, one that got water damage. You know what I'm saying? They got bugs and stuff living inside.
Ooh, termites, all that stuff, mold mites.
Out. Then you gotta put the new piece in. You gotta make sure that new piece fits.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Who leaves a relationship whole? Like I want you all to do an exercise for me. I want you to do an exercise for me when you leave here today. I want you to look back, because we all take pictures. Some of us do. A lot of us do. Look at pictures from a time in your life that you were going through. Like, I mean, sincerely going through. Compared to pictures of you once you've decided to get on track, when you've gotten on the track, and while you're walking around the track. And tell me if there's a difference. Tell me if you look the same. If you look the same, you know how to fake it till you make it. But when I look back at my Facebook memories or look at old pictures and scroll back some years, there are some days I look ashy. I look stressed. I had bags under my eyes, but I'm still smiling. I'm really faking it. I'm smiling through pain. I'm smiling through sadness. I'm smiling through lack of satisfaction. I'm really faking it. I'm really faking it. But when I see myself in true happiness, it's a feeling you can't describe. Your smile is different.
Everybody sees that.
And you're glowing.
Right. Everybody sees it.
I remember before I even broadcasted Dairy to the internet, I had people from my church telling me on pictures that I posted that Sunday after service, like, you really have a glow to you. Like, you have such a positive aura surrounding you. And I didn't want to say, it's because of Dairy. No, it's not. No man makes me glow. I'll keep that factual. No relationship, no man makes me glow. The happiness comes from being in a partnership with someone that is honest with you, transparent with you, that is vulnerable with you, that is communicative with you, those aspects of him make me happy. Not the man, but the aspects that make up
Absolutely.
that man is what makes me happy and makes me glow. I didn't have that before. I didn't have 100% transparency, honesty, vulnerability. I didn't have those things. So when I had those things finally, it did change how I looked physically. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't stressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleeping better at night. So those
Mm-hmm.
bags, it wasn't facial cream. It was just good old sleep.
Amen.
It was sleep.
Amen. I mean,
But getting on track is a
you said
process.
it
It's
is. It is definitely a process. You said a word though. It's like when you get what everything that you've been trying to put out, when you get that poured back into you, woo, that's a
yeah,
different kind of feeling,
it's a
man.
different kind of feeling. It's
And like you
indescribable
said, it glows from the inside out. I
for
mean,
sure. For
and
sure.
I've seen your glow. Like me and you have been friends for quite a long time. We've been on some journeys together, and just to see, how you found your person and your person had found you, and just to see how easy and free, you've become. Like it's different when you got that partner. You got somebody that got your
For
back.
sure. Vice versa.
You
Vice
know,
versa.
thank you.
Vice versa.
I appreciate that.
And
So
it's not, I mean, you drink well, you've always drank water, but I think, like you said, glowing from the inside out, a healthy relationship really helps.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
physical health. You don't look stressed at all, Charles. There were times out here where I'm like, oh, should we not do the show? Because you look a little under the weather. Like, what the hell? Yikes. What is going on? Like, it's different. Y'all getting back on track is whew. I mean, you can get back on track with friendships, relationships, family. It's all a process. It is all a process, and it's
And
work.
everything we said was not
Work.
necessarily, relegated to romantic
Yeah,
relationships.
work. It's work. It is
It
work
is
for
work.
real.
But
It's work for real.
both of you have to be willing and
Yes.
actively participating in the work.
Oh yeah.
That means, like we said, being honest,
Yeah.
agreeing to disagree,
Yeah.
no keeping score, forgive and forget, understanding your mate, listening to their complaints, no tit for tat. I mean,
Oh wow.
these are
I
the
like
things.
that. I like that. I
Listen,
mean, and Charles, this
the stories I heard this weekend, man. Woo,
I
I
mean,
was
and
like, oh
the
my.
thing of it is, getting back on track. I've seen a pattern, and uh, you know, oof, men and women have different paths of getting back on track.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Some men, they're getting back on track doesn't mean addressing their feelings, addressing what happened, addressing anything. They're getting back on track means getting with someone new. I've seen it happen far too many times. It's even happened to me. When I break up with someone, it's hard for me to just jump back into the dating pool because I don't know those waters.
Yes.
I can't swim. So I need to test it out. I need to put my toe in. I need to see if it's hot or cold, first of all.
Yes.
I need to put my arm in, do a little swivel to see how deep it is. I need to get in, but hold on to the side of the wall to see how deep it is. Can I swim in it? Then I gotta see if I can waddle. Can I waddle in the dating pool? Can I get my bearings? Then I may try and do a little doggy paddle. And then if I see that the waters are okay, then I may Michael Phelps on y'all.
Right.
Men be just diving in like, boop, and it be 2 feet. And they're like, ouch, that hurt. Let me come back out. Knowing it's still 2 feet and dive back in. Learn nothing. Took away nothing from what just happened. They just keep jumping. They just crisscrossing it at this point.
Like, I swear to God, like, I want to disagree with you so bad, but
I know you want to, but you cannot. You cannot. Men and women are different and are getting back on tracks.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Charles, you're not disagreeing with me?
I can't.
I knew you were going to, but what? That was.
I can't.
That's because that analogy brought it home. It was the analogy for me.
Yeah.
It was the analogy for me. I said the only way I can get Charles on board with me is if I give him an analogy. I can't just put that out there and just walk away.
No, you can't, because you know I'm gonna come back at you.
I know, but that one right there, I've seen it happen way too often. You know, a man and a woman or a relationship it takes a turn for the worse. They break up literally 2 weeks later.
So bad that they actually came up with.
He got a new boo.
The only thing that gets so old is new.
That's
the bad part. That is so... Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached an impasse. We have reached the nexus of the universe right here, where Brittany and I actually agree on.
That's because I've seen it happen way too often. And it's happened to me too.
We're not saying that is every man. We're not saying that, but we've seen enough of it to say, yeah, this is a damn thing that happens. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is the best day ever. Happy Thursday to me.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's
tough.
Yeah. I was trying to not end with that. I was trying not to end with that, but I had to say it. I had to say it. Because I mean it's just remarkable. It's remarkable. Like, so you're just not gonna unpack anything that happened. Mm-hmm. You're not going to address anything that happened. Okay. Good luck. Live, laugh, love. Good luck. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say. It's just live, laugh, love.
Right. And so I'm gonna say my little final piece, because it's 8:24. When it comes, and I can only speak from a heterosexual relationship, but I still think it applies to other types of relationships. As a man who is trying to get his relationship back on track, you set the tone for the relationship. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to being a provider is not just about bringing home the bacon. It's about driving the relationship, driving the partnership into a direction where it's prosperous, it's safe, it's secure, it's loving, and it's an understanding there. So you have to set the tone, and it's the same, and it's the old saying, like, what you give a woman, she multiplies. Mm-hmm. You know, you give a woman a house, she's going to give you a home. You give her groceries, she's going to make you a meal. You give her a seed, she's going to give you a baby. These are the things that we have to understand.
Yes.
So if you set the tone for the relationship, she's going to pour that back into you tenfold. She needs to feel safe. She needs to feel secure. She needs to feel she's listened to, that she's understood, that she's cared for.
Yes.
That you're not going to just hurt her on the strength of something that she may have done, and you want to, quote unquote, get her back. You need to understand your mates.
Yeah, that's good.
Understand her. And women, proper communication is key. What you say can motivate or destroy a man.
Mm, that's facts.
You
I
have
didn't
to
know
be
we had so much
mindful.
power in our
Yeah,
tongue.
you have to be. Yes,
We have power in our tongues. Cool.
yes, yes. Be
Ooh,
very mindful. Not only what you say, but how you say it.
yeah.
You cannot talk to your man the same way you talk to your children, or the same way that you talk to your friends, or the same way that you talk to your coworkers. That's supposed to be your partner. This is supposed to be somebody that you
Mm.
absolutely care for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You know, that's good.
those two things, man, you set the tone for your relationship. Women, you carry a lot of the weight of the relationship.
Mm.
And we have to be accepting of that. And we
Yes.
have to be
Yes.
accommodating for that.
Yes. You know, fellas, ladies. Charles, those were some good final thoughts. Wow. I stopped at my mid thought because that was good. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fellas, ladies, getting back on track like we discussed in this episode is a process. Questions to ask yourself. Number one, do I want to get back on track? Question number two, do I want to get back on track with this said person? If you answer question number one, yes, and you answer number two, no, then that should not hinder you getting back on track. The goal is to get back to a happy space. And your happiness cannot be contingent upon the company of someone else. You have to be happy at the end of it. So, question number one, do I want to get back on track? Question number two, do I want to get back on track with this person? And then question number three, am I willing, if you answered yes to being on track with this person, three, do you think it'll be worth it? Are you willing to invest the time, the energy, sometimes even the money if you have to get a therapist or if you have to, who knows? Are you willing to invest what needs to be invested to get back on track and make it work? And then the last question, do you think it's sustainable? Will getting on track with said person, if you answered yes to getting on track with said person, be sustainable? Or is it something that's going to be temporary? If we're getting back on track, will this be for another 6 months? Or are we doing this for the long haul, not to return back to that same valley that we came from? There are going to be new valleys, absolutely. But one thing about me, I don't like going back to the same valley. After repetition and expecting a different result, that's insanity. And I'm not doing that at 36 years old. I left the insanity in my 20s. So just ask yourself those questions. Getting back on track is a process, and it's not something that will happen overnight. It's like when you get back on track with your health and your fitness. You have some of those people, they eat some lettuce one day and do like 5 crunches, and they wake up like, no weight loss, I should be skinny. No, it's a process. And the beautiful part about weight loss is that when you look back and you see the transformation, it makes it so much worth it. Some people go through and see it to the end. Some people fall off and quit. It happens. That's life. They may try again years later with a different trainer. That's life. In relationships, you may fall off and you may get back on track, but it may not be with that said person. That's another harsh reality. You may not be with your person, which is why y'all stay off track.
Listen.
So those are things that you have to consider. Um, every day is not sunny. Every day is not sunny, but it's all in your perspective. The things that happen may not be happy, but if at the end of all of that turmoil and chaos, you decide to get out, that's happiness right there. You're making
Mhm.
a hard decision and you're doing what's in the best interest of you and yourself. That's a boss move, and I respect people that do that. I love somebody that puts themselves first when it comes to their mental health and their happiness. If that means you have to let me go for the sake of you being happy, toodaloo, arrivederci. I've lost some really good people along the way in my life, but to get back on track to where I need to go and what I need to do to be who I need to be, I had to lose you. I had to. Does not mean there's any love lost. You're lost and you're lost, but at the end of
You're
it
no
all,
longer part of this journey. Right. You're just no longer part of this journey.
Yeah, life is good. Life is good. Good show, Charles. Good topic. Good topic. Good topic.
I think this was a good episode, man. This was really, really good.
It's
definitely a good topic. If I had to get this out, I was like, whew, my God.
Yeah,
we had a whole nother show lined up today, but I was like, yeah, nope, we're doing this.
Yeah. And couples therapy does not, I remember when I was dating someone and I mentioned to some family and a few friends that we were considering couples counseling, and they were like, y'all in trouble? Dad, y'all only in this for, a few months. Y'all already going to couples therapy? Y'all, therapy for oneself is not bad. Therapy for a couple is not bad. It's not bad.
You change the oil in your car, don't you? You ride around with the same old oil if you want to.
Yeah. I'm super thankful that in that relationship we chose to do that, because I got so many tools for me to apply to other relationships after that. Even though him and I didn't last much longer after those therapy sessions, it definitely matured me in a sense of I was able to see what I was doing wrong. You don't see yourself in the wrong. For me, it has to be like blatant. Like Brittany, you said you were gonna come at 7:45 and you got here at 8:50 and you didn't apologize or tell me you were gonna be late. Blatantly wrong. I can see my wrongdoing in that. But as far as like how I talked to people, past tense, how I addressed people, past tense, how my delivery of what I said, past tense, I didn't realize that I was coming off so abrasive. But had I not gone to couples therapy, I would have never gotten that. So
smart. Very, very smart.
I got a little wisdom up there.
Yeah, you doing all right.
We love you all. Next week, Charles. Well, should I announce next week?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, knock it out.
We're soliciting. Next week we're going there. Poly. Good golly, we doing poly. We want several couples that are in the lifestyle to come forward and share their stories with us. People have misconceptions. We're putting those to rest. People have their ideas. People are curious. People want to know. You're going to learn here. Class will be in session next week. If you know any poly couples that would love airtime or awareness of the lifestyle, please hit us up in our DM. Hit us up. I have my own personal page. It is Professor Brittany _DU. My great co-host has his own page, which is poppin', which is
Professor Charles _DU.
And then we have our joint page, Dating University. So DM either of the three. We need our poly couples to come out. I hear people say, I'm tired of being misunderstood. I'm tired of the misconceptions. People don't know. They're asking. So tell them. Educate us. Inform us. Help us. Because we need your expertise. I'm not poly. Are you poly, Charles? So I cannot say two things. I can't even say one thing about poly. I know nothing about it. Right. I know poly couples, but I myself know nothing about it. So I love learning. I'm a sponge ready to soak up the goodness.
Absolutely.
Some of y'all are in poly relationships and don't even know it. But once you hear about it, then you can say, we can identify as poly.
Wait.
That's what it is. Got it.
Poly by proxy? Is that what that is?
Okay. Well, one person's poly, the other person is not. That's just called cheating. That's just called cheating. Oh, good golly, Miss Polly. We will see you all next week. Same time, same place. Reach out to us, poly people in the place to be. Inbox us so we can see. Okay.
Here we go.
Let us know.
Hashtag bars.
Hashtag bars. Y'all, Def Jam, sign me. Epic Records.
I know I'm looking at there if you get one.
Excuse me? No Limit Records. Sign me, you heard?
Oh my God. Bye, y'all.
We love you. Bye.